Hello everyone! Today I'm making archan. Again, and I'm still not flat. I mean, I am, but archan isn't, okay? So a few years ago I made archan already, but yeah, there are some, socio-economical issues with archan. So first, I wore my own hair, which was a terrible idea. So I had a blue short hair, which, does match the drawing. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna put some green in there and it's gonna look fantastic. Of course, I didn't do a test run because I ran out of time. This is a recurring issue. So I wanted to put like green in the root so it would have a green root and then blue. The green that I have was the same as the blue that I have. It wasn't giving. It wasn't giving what I wanted it to give. And also, my hair is not really the best. Good hair days are scarce and, usually happen when I'm about to go to bed. So, again, another problem that I was having is that I don't have a lot of decent or even semi-decent footage from this. So my ex, or as we like to call him on this channel, Mr. There is no chin behind that beard, was complaining so much about taking the footage. You would think I asked him to get his teeth pulled out, honestly. And you might think, well, so maybe he just doesn't like, taking photos. No, my brother in Christ, he has a degree in photography. So yeah, I love archan, she's so cute and I'm so sad that the meme died, so I'm just trying to revive it here on this extremely watched channel. Yeah, please subscribe. It can be out of pity. Honestly, I'll take it. It's rough out there. Can help a girl out. We, of course, are gonna start with the wig, which was a problem immediately. And so I need this for an event, and I usually order wigs from eBay, but it takes some time to get here, and I did not order in timely fashion. So yeah, this is what we have to work with. And for some reason, where I am from, we only have a Halloween wig and a cancer survivor wig, and there is nothing in between. Now she's of course giving a child's Halloween costume vibes. The back is already balding. I don't even understand. So I bought some cheap extensions and I will just make a hair transplant. So that's why it's in this extension we have more hair than in the entire wig. Guys, come on. So first things first, I need to dye the hair to get them ready for the transplant. And I also need to dye the green spots, and I chose to do that with a permanent marker. Big oopsie. So I wanted to make a root effect. So I took my marker. I didn't have the rubbing alcohol, but I took this one. I have this one that I always forget what it's called. It's used for a lot of dyes and stuff. So I just used that, hoping for the best, honestly. And I just went and painted the wig randomly, basically. And so the wig was so cheap that we don't have a budget for a blue thread even, or enough hair for the cap to not show through. So I just painted over seams with a permanent marker. And so I was just building it up with blue and green over the parts I wanted or were showing. And then I started the hair transplant. So basically what I did was I separated the strands of hair from the hair extensions. Then I dyed some parts blue and some parts green for some variety of color. And when then was dyed and dried and leaking apparently still, then I hand sewed those on the wig where the balding was happening. Then I washed this twice and it was still bleeding. I tried using, hairspray to kind of lock it in no, and that didn't really work. So I used varnish, and yeah, it was just not working. And I did not have enough time to wash the wig again. So yeah, I just went to an event like that. It's the fun of cosplaying, everyone. And so I styled this the best I could. Wearing gloves. Am I wearing gloves? I forgot. I'll check. Yeah, I am wearing one glove. I guess that's all the budget we. Gertruda fell on the floor. No, fantastic. I love how I'm just styling this as if nothing is wrong in my life. No. And honestly, I don't really know what I'm even doing here. It's been a few years since I watched the tutorial, and it wasn't going that great the last time I was doing a wig. No, I varnished the wig again, and I just decided I don't have enough green. I don't think you can even see anything in the video. So I was like, you know what, this all appears to be going to shit. So why just not use some acrylics to make the spots? Because that always works out fantastic. So I basically just took some green acrylics and airbrushed it on the wig, on the spots that I have already painted green. So I wanted to just build up on that. And with that, I am done with the wig, unfortunately. But I will be moving on to the outfit, which will hopefully be better. But I have my doubts. So I had this idea of making a few versions of like the outfits and the themes of Archan. And for this event, I went with the classic school uniform. For this occasion, I thrifted this skirt. I like this plaid for it because it has dirt Chan colors on it. I like the skirt design, and I like that it has pockets. No, but we do have a problem here. It's too small. It wasn't this small when I bought it, but I am filming this during a blood moon, so the situation has gotten worse. But honestly, I was just kind of in a hurry to get this fixed. So yeah, that's why the footage is shit. The footage is always shit on this channel. I don't understand. However, besides being too small for me, which was fine, I had a plan to fix it. It also had some holes in it. So I started by taking this entire thing apart. And because the skirt is too small in the waist, we're gonna lower the waist, making it larger. I also made sure to include the pockets because I love pockets. Then I overlooked all the pattern pieces because the reason I believe this is falling apart and is full of holes is that this is a more winter skirt, so the fabric has a thicker thread and they tend to fall apart more easily. And they were just overlocked all together, which it's not wrong to do by itself. However, with the fabric this thick, it's much better to overlook it individually instead of together, so the fabric doesn't fall apart so easily. Then I just put it back together. After that, I realized that I cut too much off the top. So off camera, I just took it in a little bit more. So originally I wanted to make a thin waist, but I didn't have enough fabric left over to do that. I originally thought I would. So instead of making a waist, I will be finishing it with like the fabric on the inside. And no, I don't know how this is called in any language actually. So I took some green fabric for this. I could have gotten black, but green one is just hanging around for the past few years, and I think I have upcycled all the black fabric I have. I took the skirt and traced it on the fabric, and then I winged the rest of the pattern, just like always on this channel. After I cut this out of fabric, I also cut it out of interfacing and I glued it on the pieces. Then I also didn't feel the need to explain the sewing part, I guess. But basically I took the little pattern pieces and I sewed it on the waistline, just front to front, so the seam will be hidden between the two. Then I took the lining and sewed it on the bottom of the little pattern pieces. This gives me more support on the waist that I would not be getting if I just sewed the lining. No, because it's very thin, so the little pieces are thicker fabric, help with the waistline looking nice. I did have to go back and forward with taking it in a little bit because I did plan on keeping it a bit bigger since the fabric makes this a winter skirt. So I did have to take into account that there would be more layers underneath, and I also usually gain a little weight during the winter, just like a bear. Anyways, after I was done with the sizing shenanigans, I put the zipper back where it was originally. Also, who the hell put the zipper next to the pocket? Bitch, why are we doing this? Now the zipper will give away much sooner, because we're pulling the pockets by putting our hands in there. So there is much more tension. It would be much better to just put it in the back. Now, and of course, we have the hidden zipper, those fall apart immediately. They're fucking babies and they start crying and they have a mental breakdown. The guys, I hate fast fashion, seriously, this skirt was made to be thrown out almost immediately, basically. Up next, I got some eco-friendly badges and some space patches. So I'll be using most of the patches for another version of Urchan. Yeah, it says hopefully I'll finish her in this for this video, but I will not. There's a Urchan version 3 coming up, so yeah. Subscribe for another environmental disaster that's coming up. To complete the school uniform, I need a jacket. I thrifted this for like €2 and I really like it, but it has, the shoulder pads and I don't like those. I already have very broad shoulders, so I really don't need the shoulder pads. Also, I think they should have just stayed back in the 80s. So, I'm just gonna take the shoulder pads out and maybe stuff them in my bra, but they can actually do something good. So what I did was I made an opening in the seam on the lining of the sleeve. And I brought the shoulder out through the hole and cut off the padding. Then I just sewn the hole up with the top stitch. So originally I actually got the jacket only for the cosplay, but I actually now like it, like unironically, and would like to actually use it again. So I just hand sewn the 2 patches on so I can easily take them off later. So I upcycled the protest sign I made the last time I cosplayed Urchan. And off I went to spread this very important message. The one time I actually wanted to go to a flat earth protest wearing this, but I think I would just have gotten punched in the face for real. Okay guys, I am really sorry we have such shit footage today. However, I was filming everything just before I went on sick leave, and I think I was already starting to get a little sick. So you can probably hear that when I'm talking through the video already. But yeah, it is what it is. I was also probably a little sick when going on the event. I was really low energy and I just thought I was burning out, but that I was just sick in the end, which is, better, I guess, or not. I don't even know. So yeah, I will, now that I got better, I will try to catch up on everything. So I absolutely love everything that's happening here, except the wig. I would burn it if it didn't cause so much air pollution. But the outfit, I love it. Also, I have cosplayed Urchan so often at this point that this is the best makeup look I am capable of doing, which is very unfortunate for me. Also, as I mentioned, the wig is still bleeding at the time of the event, so there are spots left on the shirt that I didn't think about since I had a black jacket. So, and also for the wig, I will also upcycle for another event. No, I already have a plan how to save this disaster. Oh, but the outfit is so cute and so inexpensive, except for the wig. That was way too expensive for what I got. No, but everything else, it's mostly very thrifted, upcycled, so it's very on theme with Archan and what she stands for. And so, as I have mentioned, I have a plan, like few more versions of this. And so yeah, but I love Archan. I love to make this cosplay so much. Please someone draw more memes because they were great. They were fantastic. So this is gonna be it for this one, guys. Like and subscribe if you live on Earth. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.